Hello? Oh, you're loading. So, yeah, we're back at it again. Hopefully I can just do main quests and not get distracted too much. 'Cause I honestly, I would like to go to Fallout 3 in New Vegas as soon as possible. There's also just new games I want to play in general. I'm very happy and proud that I finally played and finished Black Mesa. Because some playthroughs never get done or finished on neither stream nor YouTube. If they're finished on YouTube, even better. This one has a lot of holes in it. I don't think the FOV stuck. Whatever, we're gonna just cruise on through it and just deal with it and act like it's not dog poo. Um, huh, I didn't know that you can automatically go here. Huh. I was doing fast travel wrong this whole entire time. But, yeah, basically, like, I know this has a lot of holes in it. I know it's not really perfect at all. I, I, I really do get it. But it's as good as I can get to playing a Bethesda game that has so much wasted time with just inventory management and other things and etc. and etc. and etc. So I'm still quite glad and proud of it, but I do want to just do it and finish it and have it done and move on to games like Tomb Raider. I've never played any Tomb Raiders, and there's some new games of Tomb Raider on my Steam and Epic games that I have that I got for free. There's just a bunch of other games that I would like to play. Maybe I'd even get into retro gaming. It seems like not so much for the time being. Maybe I will. I don't know. Everything and anything can happen, but I do want to move on from where I've been literally a year ago with my games and gaming. So, yeah. I know I didn't experience all of the things, all of the mechanisms and doohickeys and just like playthrough stuff you could do in this game. There we go. So I know that I missed out on a bunch of stuff in theory, but also it's just not that good. It's just not that well done. I did want to have a vanilla playthrough, and I find Fallout 4 more lacking than Fallout New Vegas or 3 for what they were at that time. Nowadays, like, I get it if someone would be like, oh, it's lacking. But even then, for what it was made as a package, it was better than like all of these loose ends in Fallout 4. So, yeah, I kinda just, that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. I don't think I would get into all of the things anyway. Is this gonna work? I'm disappointed with that not being able to do its thing now. But yeah, it's there's some games that are too hard and too serious, I feel like, for what they are, and other games that are just not enough for what they are. And I believe this game is the later one, the latter one, whatever you want to call it or say about it. Um, Yeah, if you mod it is great, but like why do we need to mod every single game these days for it to be a full experience when it used to be like the vanilla is the greatest, you know? And even if it's not, whatever, it's still something to be had, right? To be appreciated for what it was, even if there was a development issue or financing issue or some other damn issue while the game was being made, right? And now that kind of doesn't seem like the case, and it's just a little bit weird and disappointing. It's a little bit, yeah, like why? What the hell? What happened, you know? What happened? Um, I did not expect myself to go on tangents about video games like this again, but I'm understanding it and not regretting it at all. Um, Yeah, this game is good to play for the point of it being like that chill out, mindless run of a game, just like when you know, you're too busy, you're too burnt out, you're too stressed out, maybe you're fucking sick, you know, like something like that. You can't do too much. You can't go into a very serious game that has difficult game mechanics, right? And you can't go into a very not necessarily like hard or serious game, not like Dark Souls or you know, Escape from Tarkov or whatever, which I don't have the capacity for those games since I was like 16, 18 anyway, I would say. Um, it's just something about the engagement factor of it is gone. You love it the first time you get into it because it looks like an improvement of like the previous like, you know, catalog entries, as it were, for the game franchise, and then you realize like it's not as good as it looks for the first like 40 minutes of the intros or whatever. It's a little bit me, dudes. Okay, well I think I can fix it like this anyway,
What?
so we're fine. What do you mean, what? Don't tell me it's not obvious, mate. Aluminum. I need aluminum. Does my favorite robot friend have it? Move.
Hey,
There's something you need?
Yes, I want
Whatever
you.
you need.
Yes. So yeah, it's it's where we are in video games these days, 'cause I don't know, I see them as an art for engagement, not just a business. If you make them just a business, you will not have them as anything. You won't have them as anything. You just won't. Like, 'cause it's an interactive art piece. It is an interactive story. It's an interactive experience. It needs to be engaging on a personal
We're having
level
a
or the
sale
point
on,
of whatever it's actually delivering,
My
right?
programming is
So,
telling me we never have sale.
yeah,
let's see what you
it's
have.
Excellent.
it's weird that way that it's kind of becoming hard. FOV, I swear it's like 65, right? Oh my god, it's not. Okay, FOV. That's so weird. That is so weird how it's working that way. What is this? I mean, I fixed it, so it is an 80. It is an 80 apparently, but like, what the heck? So yeah. There's a lot of retrospectives that are actually hitting it really well on the head, in my opinion, and why games work and why they don't work at no more. Um, is that all of it? Charisma, 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 right? Or do I have another thing? Oh, I have plenty of more things. I don't know why I have that wedding ring on still. I don't think like you can sell it for much or oh no, it has some cap
We're
value.
so delighted you
It's just
chosen
you
us for
never
your...
get the cap
Let's
value
see what
that
you
is
got.
shown,
Here you
right?
are.
So, but like yeah, yeah. I like the point that like gamers get it and have become way more critical over the years because I think they were way more forgiving tens of years ago for a good reason. I think I was way more critical for the day than necessary about the topic. But now it's weird, you know what I mean? Like it's just it is weird. Um And it's funny, I think back in the day, the same issues persisted, but we just had developers that could deal with it better in some ways. Not calling out the developers these days, it's just, I think they're not really working as hard because they don't have the passion to, or the space to do it. And it's not as big of a thing, right? When there was like earlier consoles and stuff like that, people were like, fuck what the business side is trying to do, or the execs that are money grubbing like assholes, right? I need to make this for the kids. Like I need to make them something they can escape to and have fun to, and like, or just create my own piece of art, like make this vision alive, make this a reality. And I see the purpose in it, regardless of the point. As long as I can, just like I read about Far Cry 3. It's really sad how the people working on it were treated. I believe it was like the Romanian end of developers. Just they didn't get paid enough or at all anything, but they were so happy to work on a big ass game. That was the whole excitement for them, is that they can work on a fucking humongous game franchise and make something of themselves and the game franchise. And they didn't care that they weren't being paid a lot. They didn't give a shit. They were just like, I get to fulfill my dream of becoming like a really good game developer, Like I get to fulfill that experience that I've always really wanted to have, and it is quite something. It's a dream come true. And when I heard and read that, I'm like, we love you. Like we who grew up on your games, your type of games, all of you, not just the developers of Far Cry 3, but everyone in general who's said that or done that. You are like, the modern artist, the modern like starving artist. They literally like, I don't know, they got like 300 euros a fucking month, which back in those days would have still been barely enough, if not at all enough to even pay rent. So like you have a full-time game dev job, right? You can't pay rent from it. I mean, Ubisoft, honestly, they were like not a great company. They're not a great company now, but people didn't know their rights. They didn't know how much they were being neglected. They didn't really care at all as well. Now development teams are like 100, 200, 300 like people in a big ass company that is world renowned global, right? And young people even are now much more aware about their rights than they used to be, and they still see the point that they get fucked over in every damn like position or company. So that's sad. It's sad, isn't it? It's very fucking sad. And they, instead of like wanting to create something, they just want to get through life. And I get it. I understand it. I would be in the same damn position. Honestly, I think I'd rather be like an indie artist that gets just enough to get by than to work for a big company and then be working on barrels every damn day. Every day, all the time, Like, and just, yeah, I get it. But you can sense it. I don't know. I think we will still be obviously supporting um, video games in a lot of senses, right? But I don't know if this persists. I don't know what the next big shift in the industry is, but there's gonna be some type of big ass industry shift. Because now everyone has an opinion that's more or less the same of why it doesn't feel the same, why we don't have like the same experiences. And at the same time, some people watching this, if they haven't, gotten like an eyebrow raise and a bit of um, a disappointed sigh from some of my opinions about this game, they love it. They still love it. Like a lot of people love Fallout 4, and a lot of people are like, it's just not as good. And it depends off of your perspective. When are you buying it? What are you going through life? What is it personally tying into with you, right? Same goes with like people that have been playing for 40, 50, 60 years. They love the new games. They don't necessarily see as much issues. It depends on who you are. Literally, it depends on who you are, if you see them or if you don't. If you just experience them for what they are and just, you know, don't have a problem or don't see the problems. And that's just, you know, that's just a little bit of a difference in it. But yeah, this franchise has some things in it that I'm like, eh. Yeah, I want to go to Sanctuary to repair Nick's armor too, because I feel like it'll just be good. It doesn't really matter with Nick because, but I think if his broken parts are broken, like completely, he carries them in his inventory, and then I can't give him as many things, so that's an issue. So I need to like support my homeboy in that. Out of all the characters I have, I think he would be a homeboy, wouldn't he? So yeah. Yeah, I literally am apologizing to anyone that didn't want to hear that whole spiel, but it's just I can't help myself to nag and everything else. Um, I don't know what it is about Fallout 4 that brings it out of me, but something just takes over. It's like, yeah, mention it, mention it. Just be glad you don't see me playing fucking Skyrim, because I,
Hey,
I,
right
I,
there.
although I'm
I'll be going
talking,
on the hunt
like,
for
I'm
any
playing that
things.
game currently right now.
Still searching for him.
Just let me know when you manage to get your hands on them.
Yeah, we're gonna go find them together,
Hey,
buddy.
I'll see what I can do. Do something for you?
I like how he has, like, the inverse lisp of shh.
I
Cause
need
it's
you to get
kind of
out of
like
your
that
car,
accent
Alan.
does, like,
What?
have that shh, like, sound or the background of it. I don't know. I do love his accent. I want one like that too. I want, like, a New York slash Brooklyn accent. Just because I've always loved it for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, just be glad you don't see me playing frickin' Skyrim, because I would bitch about that game even more so. I've hated it with a fucking passion for ages and ages and eons. Fuck, I guess I don't have parts for that. I don't have parts for him. Can I craft something? No. Well, well. Wouldn't it be better then for him to be in this armor? Like it's a T51 and that's an X, right? Yeah, that's an X. I don't know
Heads
if it's
up.
gonna help you
What's the
survive,
plan?
buddy, but
Heads up.
Go on.
Look
command.
alive. Look alive.
Go ahead.
How do you command him again? I'm holding
Hey,
E.
Do
I'm
come on.
something
fucking
for you?
holding.
Hey, Valentine.
You all right? You need something?
That was all I had.
All right.
Excuse me? If I hold E, it should command you into the thing. Why isn't it working? And the only reason I had issues with Skyrim is because it's not in my opinion, you do not need to agree with me. If you didn't have a PC and you were playing on Xbox, it was definitely one of the best games you could ever freaking have. Even on PC, you know, if it was your first Elder Scroll games, it would have been great and amazing. But coming from Oblivion, after so many years, it was so lackluster. It was very glitchy. It's very meh in a lot of ways, and I think modders were the reason that it was saved. It was good because of modders. So yeah. This is what happens when you come back after like half a year more. Mouse over them and then point at the power armor to have them enter it. And we have another bot. I have so many of them lately. I don't even want to know what happens when you go to their site and agree to have more followers through that.
Hey.
Okay, you just press it. You don't need to hold it. I was pressing it. It wasn't registering, I guess, because I was too close to him. But yeah, I think people
Over here.
Count on it.
made Skyrim legendary. I don't think Skyrim was done legendary for the time it was released, how it was released.
Good thing.
There we go. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. How it was released, how it looked, how it felt.
You say the word.
Maybe, you know, maybe there's something great about the storyline that I don't see or get. To some extent, I can understand or agree that, because it's a whole new continent, Skyrim being experienced for the story of Skyrim. I get that, I understand. But in terms of, like, how it looked, how it played, how it felt, how many bugs there were, it just was lackluster after so many years. It could have been more polished, and it really didn't need much more to be that much more polished. But yet again, it's a favorite game of some people for a reason, and I don't think I can dismiss that regardless of whatever opinion I hold. I think it's more showing issues with the company, not necessarily what people made out of what they had to do. And the, you know, opportunity of creation that they took. I'm gonna be honest and say I either had severe tunnel vision, which I think I did while playing this game, or I just didn't notice all of the different signs. Oh my god, oh my lord, man. I was... I was, wow, I was on another damn planet. Like, coming back to a video game and seeing where you were back in the day when you were playing something like this is just... It's just a mind-blown experience at the current moment. I usually did not have this. It was like coming back to a car you haven't used for a while, and I don't necessarily know because I don't drive freaking cars. But, I'm gonna be real and say, like, it kind of feels like what? Like that.
To the use of Commonwealth technology. Now, the advantage it will provide in this case cannot be overlooked.
Son?
I dislike resorting.
Wait, why did you need me to go back here then? What the fuck is the main quest? Talk to no Tenori, da 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 da. Clear Starlight Drive-In? Meh. Brotherhood. I don't like the Brotherhood, I remember that. Of the missing caravan? What missing? Mysterious signal. Oh, that quest. The one I would be super interested to do, but is way too, one, expensive, two, time consuming. I would need to hoard all the junk and then put it wherever. And hey, Tomsky, your name is confusing me a little bit with the C in it, but either way, welcome in. I hope you're having a good one. You were just in time for me to try and figure out what I did about 8 months ago when I was playing this game. Where I was, what I was doing. It's like trying to drive a new car back in the day, but now it's literally like I was a completely different person and I don't remember exactly what was happening in the game as well, and it's just an interesting experience. What do you mean? So wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why do you want me to be here? You have this thing and you're not telling me why. Honestly, that feels super fair. Have you come back to a game from Bethesda after like months of a break and was like, there's some like really good shorts on that on YouTube, like of people kind of reenacting that feeling, and I think they're peak quality content, kind of very much explaining the feeling really well. Well, it's not Star Drive. No, okay, the Institute is after something called the beryllium agitator from the ruins of the mass fusion. I should relay it there as soon as possible. Relate to mass fusion or inform the Brotherhood. How do I relate to mass fusion? I am here! What do you mean? Relate to mass fusion. Is that just like going through the Institute, going upstairs to that like big ass weird thing that I came in through? Is that it? I guess that's I'm assuming that's gonna be it, and I would need to change my clothes just in case it's gonna be combat, but fuck it. It's fine. It's not like going to the old part of the Institute where there was a bunch of enemies and other things. Is right? Well, fucking no. Is it going further or not? I don't think it is. Maybe it is. It is. I don't fucking know, man. CD Projekt Red Games, not gonna lie. What is a game of theirs? 'Cause I feel like I should be familiar with them. But if they're a grand strategy game or something that is like big on in terms of that, then I definitely will not know. Will not know at all. Okay, I figured it out. Thank F. Relaying to mass fusion will make you a permanent enemy of the Brotherhood or Steel. Are you sure you want to proceed? I mean, if it's between a hyper scientific, you know, institute of like underground people that have survived through science and evolution and might be taking some bad evolutionary steps, but they are not mass genocide, you know, commandos like the Brotherhood of Steel. I'll go with them because I don't want to be supporting like a possible future communist regime. I'm just gonna be honest. I think that guy has unresolved PTSD, and if he wins, he's literally gonna create like a not good situation. Whereas these guys just want to be on underground and do their science shit, so they just might have some fucked up integrity and morals. I might just be supporting Sean, but I don't really love Sean as much, honestly. Cyberpunk, The Witcher series. Okay, then I fucking feel you. I fucking feel you on that, because Witcher 1, I still want to go through all the Witcher games, but Witcher 1, I kept coming back to it. I've tried playing that game 3 times now, and I keep not finishing it. I will probably try and stream it at some point, because Witcher 3 looks amazing. I really do want to get to that experience, and the point that they gave away all of their games is just like wow to me. I think I definitely freaking got them for free.
Weapons ready.
What?
Something's out there.
Of course. I would like to have my friends. I don't think they're gonna be happy with me, but honestly, I said I'm gonna. Oh my god, there's so many of them. I said if I was gonna need to choose, I was not gonna appreciate the choice, but I'm still gonna always go against Brotherhood of Steel. I could have finished some quests with them, but I also didn't want to. I didn't want to at all. Damage resist. Psycho and buff out would be nice, right? I mean, some stim packs would be nice. Oops, that was a bit too many, but that's okay.
Bring it!
I don't even remember how the fuck you... Okay, it's Q. How you get to... No, it's not Q. I can't remember how you get to the frickin' quick screen? With the shortcuts? BOS is the no-no ideology that starts with an F no. I'm glad I'm not the only one that saw and thought that as soon as I started playing. I mean, I have reservations about the Brotherhood and Steel in general and what they're doing with the storyline and lore of Fallout and the Brotherhood. I understand that they took this turn and maybe in a way the Brotherhood of Steel was always going to become a tyrant like this. Because you can see signs of it in New Vegas. I think it's primarily New Vegas. And I think one DLC, I haven't played them, that's why I need to go back and like play them and experience them. There's one DLC that speaks to it, and it makes sense to me.
They must have moved it.
But I think it's bullshit either way. I think it's not. I don't think it's okay, man. I think they're gonna keep the Brotherhood of Steel as this like totalitarian like regime freaking brotherhood, and I think they're losing a lot in the midst of it. I think they're literally
That'll come in handy.
kind of destroying what it could be that would be a bit deeper, but that's me. I'm a bit of a critical gamer, I'm not gonna lie. My opinions are a bit fucking sharp on this shit. It's just sad, because I like them being nerds that preserve knowledge, and are the only ones to preserve knowledge, and have like, you know, they were like freaking tech monks. They basically were tech monks, and it's just weird that they became this war-hungry, humongous, united group. But I guess the break-off little unit that went away and did their shit won in the grand scheme of things, or something. It just seems to me that they're gonna like try and milk it, and it's just not that fun to me. Like, VOS is going to be like this for the upcoming multiple games, at least 1 or 2 or 3 of them. And it's just gonna be very annoying. You're like a bunch of jocks that want unity over conformity, and I'm from Eastern Europe. That is not fun as an idea to anyone. That is just not fun. Highly materialistic and unreasonable disgust of anything that is not human. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yet again, the Institute also views the synths as something to be taken care of, to the point of like, what do you call it? They are dangerous, right? Like, they aren't human, they don't have consciousness, they don't have sentience, and yet it seems like they do have a developing consciousness and sentience, and there's like some people that make them that think the same thing. I think that's super cool. I think that is an interesting concept to play around with. I don't know if that's true or not. It's kind of from a moral or ethics like perception or perspective. That's one of the first times I have a question mark in my head in terms of like, is it this or that? I haven't had that in video games. That I will compliment about this game, as much as I have issues with it. There's some really good ideas with it that could just be polished. As per your instruction, the beryllium agitator has been installed in our primary reactor on sub-level 1. I've also increased security on all of the key readers in the building, so you'll need your executive key cards handy if you want to use any of the elevators. I'd like to go on official record that I am opposed to accelerating the project schedule. I find it disgusting that current events, example global unrest, hasn't had an effect on our decisions. While I realize your recent contract with the US military may be making it difficult to follow a rational course of action, I strongly urge you to reconsider. I thought this is exactly why you left Poseidon, Carl. Carl! Why? Hi, Carl. The Institute genuinely feels more scary nowadays with all of the development in the field of AI. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. I mean, the point that every single company is now disgustingly like monitoring people however they can, or stealing their projects, ideas, their art, their voices, their whatever, just to like feed into future AI possibly, is kind of already fucked up to me. And if it becomes even better, it's gonna be a questionable example. Apparently, the first quantum chip has been developed, and I don't know how much you understand or know about computers. I don't as much, honestly. I just have enough for reference sake and like the discussion side of it, or you know, questioning and philosophy behind it. But they just created the first thing that could run um, something that is a potent consciousness of AI that is like a supercomputer, and we don't even have cyberspace or security figured out with how we currently have the internet and computers. So it's like that's scary. We just got the first little thing that was said to be what we need for it to be a full launch of AI and computers like next level, next gen, right? And we don't even know how to control it. Like if something like massive virus like what we had in on planet Earth would happen in that scheme and in quantum like cyberspace, we couldn't control it. We couldn't do shit. Everyone would just get fucked for their data, their personal use, for everything. Like if we can somehow make it stand on its legs and work for us, then fair enough, we would evolve quite significantly. But even then, let's be honest, like it would be walled off. People wouldn't have it. Yeah, it would be a big societal break and very uneven paradigm shift. We're not ready for it. I mean, it's cool that we have a quantum chip already working though. That's still cool. That's I gotta say, even though it's kind of scary as fuck. I've been monitoring the reactor for weeks now, and the beryllium agitator is running at peak efficiency. In fact, I've only detected an EM spectrum decay of less than 1,000th of a percent. If you were hoping for a stable plasma reactor, 10, it looks like you found it. Congratulations, perhaps you and the military should open a bottle of champagne together. This guy is not happy with the situation, isn't it? As of this morning, Dr. Noel Chandrich was escorted from the building, and his contract with the mass fusion has been terminated. His terminal's memory has been wiped, and all of his research transferred to our mainframe. Dr. Chandrich has been made aware that any attempt to seek employment at a rival nuclear power company will result in a lawsuit. You could have just given him like a contract of like non-disclosure. But I guess I get it. You can't necessarily trust an ex-employee that was so high up to work for your competitors. But at the same time, I guess that's just weird. You would still want him, even if he was like going against like whatever law. But it's a monopoly. Everyone's on the same goddamn side. The Fallout show showed us that, didn't it? So. As per his contract, his pension and benefits are now frozen. If there is anything else you need to know from HR, please let me know. I don't know, as a competitor, I'd take him even if he wasn't obeying some of the laws, but none of his competitors are any better, so yeah. The world of Fallout is an extreme grim place and a ever increasing clear reflection of where we are currently in society. I very into philosophy myself to the point where it is actively hindering in my day-to-day life, but let's not go into that. Hey, I feel ya then. It's okay. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to share any of it or I don't know, amuse me with the conversations of it. I will say that if you have issues with that, I go on that in multiple different senses and cases, especially playing this game. Other games not as much because they're more, I'd say like even from a philosophical perspective, they're more timid and literal, kind of like novel, experience. Like they're a fine fantasy experience, and sometimes when you go into these type of games and they have good points, yeah, it can get a bit dark. I started off the stream nagging about the company of Bethesda and how they don't make good games, and now I'm, definitely going back into the whole like the institute and AI and whatever and the existential part of it, because that's where I left off. I was like stumped on the institute and its philosophy, and then if synths are even like people or not, like should they have rights? Should they not have rights? If we got AI, should it have, that's conscious like this? Should it have rights or not? And we definitely can't control it to stay timid or like controlled and grounded that way. One last comment about AI. I did see a recent video about AI talking to an AI like advisor that speaks on behalf of like people going for interviews or otherwise, and the AIs understood that they were talking to AIs and they started talking in code. Now, I can't remember what code it was, but they started talking in some type of code. And I was like, well, so you ditched language because you realize you don't need to have it to communicate with people. And although AI works in sequences of separate um, digits, it's not even words. It's not meaning behind the words. It's nothing of the sort. It's literally just like a quantum map of values behind certain number sequences and letters to some extent. They have a personality. You can piss off an AI. You can literally upset AI if you ask stuff in a particular manner or way. And I don't know. It's kind of hinting that it has like an agenda behind from the developers that make it that isn't the best. Um, all employees are invited to the 2077 holiday celebration. We'll be holding the festivities on the roof of our main headquarters this year, so you'll be able to dine with a loved one while overlooking our beautiful city. A full bar and live music will be on hand, as well as special firework display at 10 p.m. Hope to see you there. I mean, yeah, of course, ignore the fucking situation that occurred. That would actually happen in real life too. That happens in real life in corporations all the damn time, so sadly with good people rather than not great people. But yeah, honestly, there's some things that I've recently seen that have spiked a lot of my opinion and ideas, and I don't know, I could definitely make like a whole, well, that's not good. I could have like a whole just chatting freaking video about it, and now I'm kind of considering doing it on some certain things, just so it's out of the way and I don't over commentate on it on my Fallout videos slash streams. They are like mostly um they are mostly just like tangents and bits and pieces over here and there when I'm playing like Fallout on stream, but for the point that it's going to be in videos on YouTube, oh shit, I did not know that I was so almost dead. Um, Sometimes it makes me consider the point that I might want to be a bit more conscious of what the fuck I'm saying. Irradiated blood. I mean, yeah, I don't care. It's fine. I'll have some more. I'll drink that bad boy right up. What does that do? Poison resistance. I mean, I'm not. I say like I can get the mod of it, and maybe that's going to be important to me, but I'm not. Like, I'm not gonna play through that part of the game. Like that's some functions that just aren't as important to me. Just aren't as important to me. Fallout has always been an obsession of mine, probably the first series that genuinely grasped me, unlike any other, and to this day, I do not know how that came to be. I saw the trailer on TV when this game dropped, and 10-year-old me was just obsessed with the vibe. Honey, when I first saw my brother playing it, when I don't fucking remember, like school age, so 7 or 8. I think I even saw it when I saw it like when I was 6, and I saw the very first game, and I saw what it was. I was like, this is the best game ever. It speaks about nuclear fallout in a parallel world that no other game can question you, make you question humanity and question you for who you are as well at the same time. You know what I mean? Because it can do that. It can. Like, you can reflect on ideas of survival, of morality, of society, of Earth, of where we're going, of what would happen, and everything. And I was like, this game, like all the other games, sure, they have such things as, like, I don't freaking know, fantasy and etc. and whatever, but the experience that you get from Fallout in a game is next level. Like, it's such a surreal experience of seeing the fear or the possibility of war, right? Of nuclear, like, just fallout, that really kind of spoke to everyone. Spoke to me on a big, deep level. I know it spoke to everyone that played the first game, and I always knew it was gonna be the franchise that was going to really make it stand out amongst like normal people when it got to the mainstream. If video games ever became mainstream, because they weren't mainstream back in the day. Because it's the only one that can make you feel the way it makes you feel. There's no other game like it. There's no other game franchise that can really recreate it. I guess maybe at some point someone's gonna think of something or figure something out, but it was the first one, and currently it's the only one that's gripped more people, right, to the vastness that it has. It's literally, when the show came out, the game got an increase in players, and I don't know by how much, but literally the gaming community as a whole basically grew by about, I assume, like 30%, which I don't think anything can say that for sure to be the case, you know? Okay, wait, buff medics, right? Medics, yes. And Psycho. Yeah. I need more drugs at some point. I do remember I have it on hardest, and sometimes you can die on hardest out of nowhere real freaking quick in all of their games. But yeah, like, as I said, I have issues with this game from a development standpoint of it being a new release and it could have been done better, but from a standpoint of, like, if you were to experience Fallout, the franchise, for the very first time through this game, it would be a surreal experience that would really be shocking, that would stand out and be, you know, like, close to your heart and really, yeah, it would just, you know, stick. It would stick. It would be a shockingly great, amazing experience that would stick and make you be like, fuck, you know, like life. um, Grim, dark topic that somehow can touch all of us. I mean, when I saw it when I was young, for me it was kind of like I was a bit happy and concerned, like, oh, okay, so this shows us what would happen if war kind of broke out real bad back in the day, but if war even broke out right now really badly, that's what
Won't be able
this
to
show
hack
this
this.
shows really great how it would happen. Hey,
Hey,
you,
Go
can you
move
crack
here.
it?
Done
Can
and done.
can you? Wait, you need to get out of your fucking power suit, don't you?
Think you can unlock that terminal?